Me and my friends are making a Sparty Mix iceberg to see how deep we can go on this because there's a lot of drama and incidents that happen to this community, hence the toxicness as well. If you don't know about Power Director is a mobile app on Google Play and you can make videos on mobile if you don't have a PC. When kids discover Sparty Mixes, they want to try it out but don't have a PC for it. So they try Power Director and then post it on YouTube. It's choppy, off, and mostly not good. Most Sparty Mix people say it's not recommended and should not make it with Power Director. Every time we start a Sparta project, less motivation comes to your mind and starts to think, why did I make it in the first place? Should I cancel? Should I quit? This is why we quickly started to stop the projects and then leave it in the trash. Hence the waste of hours, programs crashing which waste more time, etc. If you really want to start Sparty Mixing and actually not stop on the tracks, try watching Sparty Mix's tutorials to get motivation, inspiration, or etc. Or you can just quit. Speaking of people quitting, many people quit for a lot of reasons. Motivation, lack of school, drama, etc. Some people even made reasons why they quit, like Doc Rayleigh. BFBM BFDI is a show created by Jack and Jellyfy, and it was an extremely popular show. It was great for courses and a lot more. But then Sparty Mix is founded about this show and was currently the most popular Sparty Mix source choice in the community. The first Sparty Mixes was uploaded to YouTube in 2007 by Lila Fonda. Kitamanga made an instrumental edition of the remix, more known as the bass. It is the pioneer of 2007. Later on, when people discovered that video, they began making their own version of the remix. It developed over time to make it really good. Sony Vegas is used by Sparty Mixes. Back then, in 2007, they used Windows Movie Maker and didn't know anything about Sony Vegas. In 2009, they discovered Sony Vegas and it was a very good editing software. Now it's their current software. FL Studio is a digital audio workstation developed by a company called ImageLine. Sparty Mixes usually use this for pitches, perks, and a lot more. It is really good and almost all people in the community have this and used it. MPK is one of the worst Sparty Mixes we ever seen in history since 2019. The most overused style for any Sparty Mix is the old classic MPK style. They use no effort and they even use regular places because they're quote unquote lazy. Basically or normally, these visuals for the pitches will cover the chorus visuals and the percussion's just too easy. Not to mention it also causes ear blasting pain. MPK also uses just two sources, custom sources and classic support. Tagami Spots in 95 is basically Rosa but back from 2019. It was an archive channel now with Rosa's videos from the past, and yeah, that's all. This is going to get deeper. Here we have some drama about one of the MPK fans called Luzon. First he spams "you're homophobic," also having a grave profile pic, plus saying something like "fuck fake depression." Next he spams Rosa that she's transphobic while she's literally trans. He also called me a simp. They also spam reaction to memes. He also has very terrible grammar as well, especially when going with the lowercase letters. There's a lot more, but I would not talk about all the stuff that he did. There had been a meme going on in this community where a lot of people pretended to be Mylex and trolling basically. Rosa took the screenshot on Twitter and a lot of people pretending to be him. It was funny, I even got involved, but it didn't last that long. Custom sources are sources that are made by the people who make Sparty Mixes. They usually say a quote, then they can use it for a Sparty Mix. It started with simple DC Sparta quote, and along with the Madness and Sadness quote, they even go to the pitches that are source scored on the internet. Then the percussion had been FX'd yet. Pronounce as FX stud if you speak. One of those people who made a shit ton of sources is Lazy Butterfly. Hence he also has a custom source channel too. Madmaker Studio is one of the people who made these quote-unquote Spartans. By that Spartans, they meant he made off-pitch Spartan mixes, especially with the basses with different notes. His first Spartan mix was uploaded on 7th of October 2017. He also made custom sources if I remember correctly. The Spartan remixer style is basically an old remix type of style. It's like one of those MBK styles but to represent 2014. Collabs are very interesting, but also boring at the same time I think. Simply, a Spartan mix is asked to collaborate. When they accept, they'll start doing their own entries. One of them will do half of the remix, then the other. Once two parts are combined together, it results in a finished Spartan mix. There's also two types of Spartan collabs: custom sources and base collabs. There are also 9 to 10 or whatever the amount is. There's also something called team Spartan mixing. One of them is basically doing pitches, perks, bass, chords, etc. Basically, yeah. Piggy remixes are the same type of source based off Piggy, the Roblox game. AJSR is well known to make Piggy remixes and never stops. They are also super original and the chorus makes no sense. A pig screaming Spartan mix? Like, come on, man! Comparisons where you put two videos aside and put it on YouTube. But I think it found this extremely lazy, and of course, uncreative. Oh boy, there's gonna be a lot. Klasky supposed a logo from 1999 or 1998. In 2015, the people who make effects found out about this and it became a very popular source choice to make random effects. But in 2016, a year behind the effect people, Spartan Mixes found about this a year later and then it now became extremely popular. And then there's Vec Replacers, and of course MBK. This source became a very uncreative and underwhelming. It actually became the second most popular source choice for Spartan mixes besides BFB. Some recent remixes have been uploaded on YouTube, including these followings: off-timing remixes, made in PAL Director or KaiMaster, fake sample remixes, bases that use no effort, and of course, beginners. As you all may know, or some not, Pixar Spartan is basically him all along. This himself takes place back in 2019. He was idiotic back then, where he did the followings. He hated on Taco Bell over a simple N-word, or either bullying. He forced or begged a lot of Spartan mixes, including good ones, to join their collabs, hence the other collabs as well. He quitted YouTube for only a single day. He was retarded. He used fake animation memes and fake samples for Spartan mixes, which in case he didn't even credit the owners of the animations as well. He also asked a lot of times to make a 2-part Spartan collapse as well. This shows that he was fucking chaotic back then. Vertigo was a 12-year-old dude who recently quitted about a month ago due to school or problems. He used to make a lot of Spartan mixes and he quitted around 5 months ago due to motivation. In August, he quitted YouTube for a dumb reason and had somebody posting porn images. Siame is a 13-year-old dude in the Philippines. In 2020, he got exposed by Longhorn for faking depression. Yeah, well, that's all we got. Rosa is a 13-year-old trans who faked suicide, depression, and kicked out of a furry group because he was a quote-unquote furry. He may have also looked into Rule 34 images, and cause I remember she had a Rule 34 image as a profile pic. She also had a threesome with Azura Suzuki, and I don't know the other one. She also got mad for deleting messages. She also threatened our fans, one of their friends, to kill them. She was the rudest person we've seen in the past. This is going to be a hard one to talk about. Xlef is an OG remixer back in 2014. He would sometimes mean to the community, but it's also something that happened to him. In July 2020, he died from a motorbike accident. The entire community knew about it and got very sad, and that he died because he was the pioneer of this community and gave some people inspiration. Some people made tributes for Xlef. He also had his own bass that we all know and love. Rest in peace, Xlef. Fully Romero was hell addicted to goddamn boobs. He even ruined one of his favorite Friday Night Funkin' characters wrong by sending him a Rule 35 version of him. Not to mention he also used fake and real samples in case his remixes has an effort. One time he made a Sparty mix of me for me, and when I started to listen, something about meh and cringe came in. "9/11 attacks and Beirut explosion remixes." This is going to be absolutely disgusting. There's a remixer called Tetai Spartan, and he was responsible for making the Beirut explosion remix, but he done made it for fun. Somebody requested it. It was MBK. What the fuck, bro? And about the 9/11 remix, it's still open and yet no one hates this remix. There's sometimes hate comments, but still. No wonder I added him in the force. No wonder I added him in the 5th layer. To Lollipop Spartan. Let's just say he does ghost ping for 5 times. By that I mean 5 pings. Then they delete them. He also forced people to join their voice call for no reason. And also annoying. Why did I even add him in the 5th layer? I can't even talk about this. HFWX and Simplistic. These two are by far the most disgusting and the most fucking irritating people. These two actually sent CP. They actually sent CP. Rosa knew about HFWX sending child porn, and Cassidy knew about Simplistic sending CP as well. I don't know about them, but Simplistic is just a regular remixer. HFWX is a Chinese remixer who makes specific remixes from China. Anti is a raider and a hacker who raided Spartamix Discord servers and may have said the N-word too while raiding servers. When people first discovered him, people were maybe scared. And I also think he had so many Discord accounts. Shut the fuck up!